and you turn someone away. Instantly, you are a racist.
Yeah.
You hate the Christians. You hate the Jews. You hate everybody. And you're just a fascist, horrible person that just, because underage drinking is such a horrible crime. You know, but at the end of the day, it's your job, man. You still got to do your job. And you can't let every single one of them in. You let a cool one in every now and then. But you know what I mean? The rest of them, you're just like, hey, fuck off, bro. I had to wait, too. You know, I had to wait. Well, I didn't wait. I just kept getting in trouble. But I'm just saying that I was supposed to wait, just like they were. But when I was that age trying to get in, like, I wasn't going through the line personally. I was jumping a gate or something like that. Just saying.
I was just getting ready to say that. Right there where we were at, it wasn't even a fucking gate, dude. You could have slipped right in between the fucking poles.
Oh, yeah. No, I had plenty of them like that, you know? I mean, there's plenty of easy ways in. But especially if they had it in and out towards, like, a beach access here. Anyone here in Panama Beach on spring break. But, you know, if they have a back, you know, beach access now, the larger clubs like La Vila, Spinnaker, those places, it ain't going to work. But, you know, in some of the smaller places, yeah, man, that shit works all day. You know, I mean.
And if some of y'all are listening, if y'all are getting ready to go into the military, like getting ready to go to MEPS and shit, if you're 18 and you want to drink, your ass better get to Europe. Just go ahead and go somewhere where it's safe and it's fucking legal so you don't fucking your career up.
Well, you know, in underage drinking, I think the Army should be a little bit more lenient, but I understand why they do it too, because it is discipline. It did teach me a lot of discipline. The underage, you know, the extra duty for underage drinking really did suck. But it did teach me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. Taught me a lot about my decision-making process. And it also taught me that I love my decision-making process. The Army didn't. So, you know, I mean, we just had a difference of opinion there for a little while. But we worked it out. We worked it out eventually. Me and the Army started vibing. You know, I mean, so for the rest of y'all out there, man, if you're underage, don't worry, man. Time flies, bro. Time flies. So you'll be 21 before you know it. And until you are, you drink responsibly, which means don't get caught.
So how's your...
And if you do get caught, you're fucked.
How's your grass trimming skills with scissors?
Hey, man, you know what? You give me a ruler and some scissors, man, I'll have that motherfucker level as shit. Shit, you think I'm playing?
No, I don't.
Getting fishers in that bitch. I'm telling you, you don't want to see it.
I don't doubt it. I had to do it a couple times myself, and the weird part is in Germany, where the way that some of the sidewalks are, it looks like, you know, just squares with holes in them and grass growing out. This would make that motherfucker look like a fro. Plus, I made my little brother do it whenever I'd punish him. You know, here's the scissors, go cut some fucking grass.
Bro, the worst one, man. I was on extra duty with this kid that was like on extra duty and suicide watch because he was just a fucktard. And we were out there cutting grass with scissors one day because this idiot intentionally broke like the gas lawnmowers.
Oh shit.
He intentionally broke them. So our major was like, you think you're fucking slick. You guys are cutting grass with scissors. And I'm sitting here like, motherfucker, I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. I just started today. You know, so I'm out there cutting grass with scissors and everything else. And, we get a little break. This is, obviously after work. This is, nighttime extra duty, afternoon. So they said we'd go to the shopette real quick. So I take this motherfucker up to the shopette. This guy starts getting like a bunch of Sprites, a couple Cokes, a bottle of Crown from the little, shopette classics. And I'm sitting here driving him. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And he's like, don't worry, man. I made you one too. So I went back to cutting grass with scissors. I just brought it with me. And I was like, well, fuck it, man. I'm already on extra duty. What else are they going to do to me?
All right.
And this lady comes out of like the barracks area, coming through the company areas down to the battalion. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking, and I'm like, who the fuck's this lady? She comes walking up to me, and she's like, hey, you. And I was like, yes, ma'am. And jumped up, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, man, Sergeant Major has me out here cutting grass with scissors. She's like, what'd you do? I said, I got caught underage drinking. I was like, my first night in my first unit. So like all the guys just got back from Iraq, and everybody was partying, and I just, fell into it, and I got caught. And she was like, seriously? And I was like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, I'll be right back. Ended up being Sergeant Major's wife.
Whoa.
I didn't know that. I was oblivious to that. I honest to God, I did not know that. I would not have said half the things I said about that man to her if I would have. And, and she came back about 20 minutes later, and she was like, you boys enjoy the rest of your day. And I was like, well, fuck you, lady. I don't know who you are, but I ain't moving. You know what I mean? I'm staying right here. Well, Sergeant Major came out right behind her, And he looked at us and he was like, "I'll see you guys tomorrow morning." He's like, "Go home." And I was like, "What? Okay." Like, I ran about that bitch, fucking Crown and Sprite and all. Sitting here like, oh, how did he not catch me with that shit? But apparently, he slept in his office that night.
Oh,
and he was very mean the next morning.
I bet. Damn.
We had to wax. We had to strip and wax the whole battalion area.
Oh, fuck that.
Before PT, because you remember with extra duty, you got to be there at 4:30. So PT, we had to do it. Strip and wax that whole bitch, bro. We didn't finish. We got like halfway done. Then we finished the other half that night. But still, bro, that shit was woo. I learned a valuable lesson.
Shit.
A nice looking older lady coming out of the company area or the barracks area, headed down towards battalion after hours. Do not speak to her.
Ryan wants to know, was she hot?
Yes, she was actually. She was extremely hot. I will give her that. Like, that's one of the reasons. Like, I was really surprised she stopped and talked to us, because we look like a couple scrub and BDUs sitting there fucking cutting grass with scissors. You know what I mean? It's all shine, BDUs, fucking blouse, everything, fucking beret, cutting grass. Yeah, we look like a couple tools. So yeah, never thought she was gonna stop and talk to us. But yeah, she was actually though. She was, man. She was hot. But they actually ended up divorcing a few years later. That dude was just a fucking dickhead. But I mean, as far as sergeant majors go, he wasn't as that bad, because he was actually consistent. Right. He was actually consistent. I think he actually ended up working at the sergeant major academy, like writing like doctrine and type shit. You know what I mean? Like new shit for new people. Like, I mean, he was really good at that kind of stuff. But he was just by the book, and but you always knew what to expect. You broke the rules. Here's the consequence.
He must have brought his work home with him. Be like, you're fucking me wrong. Drop and give me 20.
Though, I mean, out of all the senior NCOs I had, most of my senior NCOs and officers, outside of maybe 4 of them that I can honestly think of off the top of my head, from brigade down all the way, I mean, they actually division down for me. Division down. Almost all the senior NCOs and officers that I looked up to, a lot of them honestly were either asked to retire or caught up in some scandal where they were forced to retire. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, most of my senior NCOs, honestly, that I can remember, outside of Colonel Nicholson, well, now General Nicholson, Major General Nicholson, outside of him, I think he's one of the only ones that was in my direct chain of command that has made it to bigger and better things, that was never asked to retire or anything else, and is still over there doing his shit. I mean, that motherfucker had them drop the Moab, for God's sake. I mean, just saying, that he's still getting it. But his counterpart at the time, for me, I knew him as Command Sergeant Major Redmore, and one of the most badass dudes I ever met in my life. But he was in that same boat. He fell into one of those little things that was unfortunate. Got asked to retire or something along those lines. But it wasn't his just regular retirement. But another badass dude. I mean, that guy started his career in the SOF community and just did amazing things all the way through his career. And I mean, but still, just so many of them were asked to leave. It's crazy when you think about it, and you look back as like, these are the guys that issued punishment on me when I was a young private underage drinking. It's like, dude, you're fucking 60 and you're cheating on your wife. You're almost there, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I had our brigade commander back at 172nd in Germany. He was one of those types guys. Walk into a room, pump you up. He didn't give a fuck. He cussed, trying to get you ready, because we was getting ready to deploy and all this shit. And when I got to Fort Riley, shouldn't have been there no more than a month. He ended up getting his 1-star and going to Fort Bragg and being the commanding general of Bragg. All of a sudden, on Army Times, there's this fucking picture, money scandaling, fucking privates, female privates, blackmailing his staff. It was crazy. I was like, yeah, well, all right then. He busted me one time when he was in Iraq. And it was dusk. It was not dark. It was dusk. And I don't know about y'all, but, when it started to get nighttime, they made you put on your clears. And he come walking by, and I just didn't have my clears on me. We were usually back at the barracks, the chews before then. He lit in my ass. He said, "Hold the fuck up, specialist. Where the fuck is your clears?" I was like, In my room, sir. It's like, it's not dark yet. The fuck it ain't. Oh man, he not only did I go to my chew to get my clears, he followed me, and then we beelined it to the fucking company area. I ripped my commander a new one. He goes, I guess you don't have fucking control of your goddamn soldiers walking around with fucking damn shades when it's dark. And the commander looked at me and he says, Conwell, did you have your shades on? I was like, Roger that, sir, but it wasn't dark. I just, just pin and ass. It was kind of funny though. Nothing happened. My commander was like, it's not dark. Just be careful. So he had to have a company meeting. If it's dusk, put your fucking clears on.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, and it's cool, man. When you look back, you remember those things. Like I had a really, really cool NCO, man. Like one of the guys that like just came through, was all high speed, was always kind of like one of the role models, man, there for a long time, and for at least for me. And he ended up retiring out as a sergeant major, and I knew him as a E7, and just really cool dude. He's actually going to be my daughter's godfather, my new daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's actually going to be her godfather. So I mean, that was really cool. But I mean, I'm just saying, there's you get some really good ones, man. Then you get some other ones that kind of shock you as far as senior NCOs and what you'd expect. So whenever they're blasting you down there for your Article 15, just don't ever for 1 minute think that they aren't laughing about the shit afterwards, because it's the same shit that they did.
No shit. No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's one of the things he told me. Like he would always laugh about the shit that they found out that we did, and it was like, oh, I knew he was behind that. You know what I mean? But they'd always laugh about it too, because it just reminded them, the stuff they did too.
Yep, it's I don't know. It'd be nice to have a senior NCO, kind of actually teach you some tricks of the trade on not how to get caught, just because they want to see it happen again. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it's also ever adapting. The ways people get caught and they don't, and they get away with shit. I mean, at least it was when I was in. It was always ever adapting. I'd hear people get away with some crazy shit, and I'm like, man, how the fuck did you do that? And then they tell me, and I'd be like, I need to learn that shit. All right, y'all like 3 steps ahead of me. That's why I keep getting caught. Like, I'm gonna learn it. That's when you become a part of that E4 mafia as you grow a little bit. People start sharing stuff with you.
Hell yeah. Hey, can't let out the name just yet, but we got an email a couple days ago. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Jess Sultan, who emailed the correct answer to the trivia question we gave away. So far, Jess and Tony are the first 2 winners of VIP tickets for Operation I Got Your 6. And we also got an email of somebody wanting to host one in Austin, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, for the people that just won your VIP tickets, that means that you'll be hanging out with us on this fateful night. So just get ready. It's going to be stupid.
Right?
You've been forewarned. I think we need to have a waiver for these people to sign, because I don't think they understand. So I think we need to have a waiver. If you win VIP tickets, I feel you should have to sign a waiver so that, if anything happens, when you're hanging out with us, I mean, I just think it's a good idea. I think that we need to do that, country. I think there needs to be a waiver for all these winners.
Yeah.
Just saying. We party them into the ground, I don't want them to come back later on. You affected my job. Me winning these tickets. No, bro. That was you. You had a 3-day hangover. That was you.
No shit. Not my fault that you bent over backwards and went over the banister onto the dance floor.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I think we need to have some waivers for this. I do. I think we do. These VIP winners.
Just said, he said, I'm not, don't worry about it. I'm not worried. He's good.
But no, seriously though, speaking of the VIP tickets, and I got your 6 too, none of this would be possible without our incredible sponsors and everybody involved in these projects, and they're helping us do these things. So we got to give a minute and give it up for our sponsors. Hit a commercial real quick, but we'll be back right after the break. We got some badass music lined up for you, and here's a word from our sponsors.